So good morning, good evening, and good afternoon to viewers from all walks of life. This is nikymus, and you're all welcome to the channel of truth, enlightenment, freedom, and the channel of breaking empath free. If you are new, on this channel I talk about narcissism and narcissistic abuse, I talk about spiritual growth, and I talk about personal development and self-development. So if any of this resonates with you, I invite you to join our tribe. Give us a like, share with friends, subscribe. And for those that have always been with us, returning subscribers, I welcome you back and I thank you for your love and support. In this particular video, there was a comment I saw recently. I don't remember the name of the subscriber. Anyhow, it doesn't matter, but I saw a comment recently. And the subscriber was asking me if there's a spiritual solution of praying for the narcissists to pass on. Now, that comment was very disturbing. I know some of the people on this channel, they are hurting. Some of the people are going through so many things after abuse. And that comment, and that particular comment, the subscriber asked me if they would actually pray for these individuals, these narcissists, to pass on. On my channel, I've always made it very clear, guys. We empaths, we don't participate in any form of revenge. We do not stand out there, we pray for them to die, we go and harm them, we go and damage them, we go and do all sorts of things to them. We do not harm anybody. An empath is always an empath. Unless somebody is not an empath, unless they have got these other characters with them, but an empath will always remain an empath. And I want to make you understand also that we have all been in this situation. So we have all experienced narcissism. For the most of us who are on this channel and many people around the world, millions of people around the world, we have all experienced narcissism. But the very biggest point for you to understand is that for you stepping out is when now the narcissist is going to start getting their own karma. So they are going to get whatever it is they deserve. So they are going to eventually, finally, get whatever it is they deserve. Because like I've said in my videos, guys, these individuals, they can never get away from, they can never get away with whatever it is they have done to the empaths. So you're supposed to understand, you stepping out, staying away, blocking them, staying no contact as far as you can. And even then, you're still with them. You can always use the grey rock method, but even then, if they're still in your vicinity, if they're still around you, it can always be very difficult for you to still keep the no contact. So most of the times I've always advised you guys to eventually find your exit, however hard it is going to be, because like I said, leaving these guys is always very difficult and very hard. But the farther you stay away from them and the more you keep on the no contact process and procedure, those individuals, they are going to get their karma. They are going to get their whatever revenge is, whatever revenge it is you're looking for. You have got to understand that it is not your duty, it is not the empath duty to participate in any form of revenge whatsoever. Because at the end of the day, when you're doing these kind of things like praying for them or this kind of stuff, you're actually inducing karma for yourself. So at the end of the day, you're going to do things that even sometimes going to be regrettable, and even sometimes most of those actions and the decisions you decide to take, you might find them actually coming back to you, which we don't want as empaths. So that's why I've always advised you guys, slowly walk out. Like I've always said, slowly walk out of this partnership. Find a way to find the means of survival and walk out of this, whatever it is, partnership or whatever. Work on yourself, keep on healing, and just look back and you're going to see exactly what karma will do to the narcissist. So they are going to get their own karma. But in this video, I saw a video from a subscriber. There's a subscriber who's also a content creator on this channel. And that video actually, it brought me back to the days when I was with the narcissist, because that video was about how the narcissists want you to suffer. So I'm going to share that video in the links in the description section below. I'm going to share that video with you guys. You can always go back and actually support our members as well. That video has motivated me and has inspired me to do this video today of how exactly the narcissist wants you to suffer. They want you to be in pain. They enjoy seeing you in pain. For me as a person, individually, after waking up from abuse, the very first thing I discovered is that actually narcissism has been underrated. So the very first thing I found out was that they were talking about personality disorders and all these kind of terms and whatever. And it kind of pissed me off, because in those days I was in the early stages of the discard. So most of the information they were putting out there was inadequate and inaccurate. So for me, I was thinking that actually most of these things they are talking about, it is like they are addressing this issue on surface level, and they are not telling the people everything and anything they need to know. The thing I noticed with the narcissists, most of you guys, you may resonate with this, you may be familiar with this. The deeper the pain the narcissist puts you through, is the better for them. So is the bigger the supply. So you can imagine a person, unless a person is the only individual who can do that kind of an act, the only individual who is capable of doing and performing that kind of a stunt, is a person who is completely demonically possessed, and a very, very evil person for this matter. As an empath, I have never imagined that I will ever put anybody in pain or make anybody to suffer. I have never imagined that in my life. And most of the times, suffering of other people made me feel very, very bad about myself, and it drained a lot of my energy. When you're dealing with a narcissist, you'll see them, they pull a stunt. They will pull a stunt. They may wake up in the morning and start fighting with you. They may drag you into an argument. They may even sometimes cause you harm. For the most of you guys who have met psychopaths and all these kind of very violent people, they will cause you pain. In your mind as an empath, you'll be thinking, how can a person actually do something like that to another individual? Whatever it is they're doing, you guys know what the narcissists are doing all the time. So you can imagine, you will be thinking, how can a person inflict such a very high degree of pain to somebody, and they feel good about it? And one of the most disturbing things I've personally seen it myself, the most disturbing things you'll find, you see these videos, you'll be waiting for them to come around and apologize. So they may have done something to you, and you're thinking, okay, so are they going to come to apologize? Are they going to eventually come and acknowledge the wrongs they have done, acknowledge the things they have done? And most of you guys who have even left these guys, you have always been waiting for them to come back and apologize. Number one, guys, I can guarantee you, you will never get an apology from a narcissist. They will cause you harm. They will do a lot of damage. They will cause you pain. They will inflict the maximum pain they can. And you will know somebody is evil, completely. A person who is demonic and evil is the only person who is capable of inflicting that degree of pain to a person, to another individual, and they feel good about it. So some of the time you will see, I've seen it myself, you can find yourself after an argument. You've been arguing heavily with a narcissist. You've been fighting heavily with them. You're still hurting. You're still crying. You still pay. You're still in pain. You may go and lock yourself up in a room sometime. Most of you ladies, you may be out there crying by yourself. You may even decide just to go sit down somewhere, isolate yourself and sit down in the corner of the house, trying to recount all the events that have just happened, or even sometimes to try to make sense of everything. What the argument has all been about in that particular day. When I was going through the devaluation stage, it was very painful, ladies and gentlemen. It was extremely painful. I cannot wish anybody who has not experienced narcissistic abuse, I cannot wish them to experience the degree of pain I felt in the devaluation stage of the narcissistic abuse. Well, of course, those days I didn't know what I was dealing with, so I was just as vulnerable as all the people out there. I would sit down sometimes. I remember one time I felt asleep. So after the argument, I didn't know what to do, because I was going through the devaluation. I noticed that actually there was nothing I could do that would impress these individuals. So sometimes I would just find myself sitting down, and even one time I found myself falling asleep on the couch. And to my surprise, guys, you cannot believe it. Somehow I woke up. I got up all of a sudden. It was just a few minutes. This incident just took a few minutes, and then I got up and I woke up. Just to open my eyes, guys, I saw the narcissist actually recording the whole incident, recording me on the sofa after the pain they had put me through. They were recording with their phones. I don't know, they were taking pictures or they were recording. So you can imagine a person causing you pain, and now they're recording the events. They're recording the whole incident of you, what exactly are you going through and the way you feel. They want to see how much have they damaged you. And now they're taking pictures. Sometimes you're going to find them even recording, making videos, because for them it's important to keep them as a memory, because it's going to remind them of how powerful these individuals are. they want to think, they want to believe that they're powerful. So most of the times they are putting you through pain, and they want to make sure that they're recording each and everything, the aftermath of that incident, whatever incident it has been. They want to make sure that they record, they make photos, they take records of each and everything that you're going through. So you're going to find them. Some of you guys I've even sometimes seen, most of the guys, even sometimes my clients, you have called them taking your pictures, making video recordings and everything. They are making a record because at some point in time, because during the devaluation process, they know that they are going to discard you. That is, the discard is going to happen next eventually. So they want that, even that they have discarded you at some point, they want to go back to those videos and those pictures, and they want to see. It will make them feel some kind of a way. It will make them feel important and very powerful, that actually they can break down somebody to that degree. So you can imagine that kind of evil acts, demonic acts for that matter. So most of the times when I've talked about narcissism to be on a spiritual perspective, and to be on a spiritual level, I've made it clear and I've emphasized that this whole act of narcissism is demonic. I do not care what information is out there, who is teaching who, and what is saying what, who is saying what. I know narcissism is on a spiritual level. It is only a particular type of individual, a special type of individual, who can perform and do things like the narcissist does. It is only those kind of individuals that can do whatever, perform those kind of actions to somebody, and it is very, very demonic and evil. So for the most of you who are wondering why all of a sudden you guys are fighting, sometimes you're fighting, you're struggling with them, you're arguing with them, you are involved in some kind of a confrontation with them, it drains your energy, it makes you feel some kind of a way, it makes you feel really bad about yourself. You will see those narcissists, sometimes they will be laughing somewhere, they will be standing in the corner and smiling and laughing at you. As you're suffering, as you're crying, as you're going through the pain, the narcissist is somewhere in the corner, smiling and laughing at you. Those demonic influences behind them, the ones that are making them do those kind of things that they're doing to people, they are now happy about the pain they have caused you. So they want to remember this. They want to keep it in their mind, in their memory, that at one point in time they met someone and they were able to break them down. Because like I've said, guys, you as an empath, the narcissist, their motivation, their motive, the beginning of everything is to get into you, a relationship with you, friendship with you, whatever it is. Then they want to now start to breaking you down gradually, because they really know who you are. And the harder they break you down is the better they feel about themselves. So this video is just a quick video just to make you aware, guys, that most of the times you are going to see these kind of things with narcissists. You'll be sleeping down somewhere, maybe sometime you had a very rough night, you guys had a rough night, it's like you've been fighting all through the night, and all of a sudden you're going to fall asleep, and you're going to wake up in the morning, and you're going to see, the first thing you're going to open your eyes, you will see the narcissist actually staring at you. Sometimes they are laughing, they are smiling, even sometimes you're going to see them making pictures and taking photos, even sometimes recording videos of you personally. They are keeping these photos. Me personally, one thing I'll never forget as well is the incident when I was going through the devaluation stage. So that time the discard happened eventually. When the discard happened, I was still in pain. So I was still struggling. I'm talking about the first discard because, like guys, I've told you, I've only been discarded once. So the first Hoover, when I came back in there, that's when I got my awakening. But the first discard actually broke me down very, very bad. And I remember when I got the Hoover, when the Hoover came in finally, now the narcissist had now broken down the other empath. I'm talking about the new supply that they already been involved with. The new supply who actually caused our breakup and our discard in the first place. So now, when they came back for the Hoover, when they took me in for the Hoover, that's when I found out that actually now they had already broken down the other guy, the other empath. And now they were showing me pictures of the other empath hurting. They had already taken pictures of the other individual, the new supply. Because the new supply was hurting, so sometime maybe the narcissist could have been making photos or something, so they could have been sharing pictures or something like that. And one of the pictures I saw of the new supply was actually in a broken state. If I remember well, if I remember all the picture that I saw, even the new supply was actually crying, for that matter, because they had already love-bombed them. Then they had quickly discarded them, now to be able to hoover me. And that is when now the narcissist was trying to show me how you can now look at so and so, look the way they look, you know. I saw the narcissist actually feeling proud. I saw it personally, the narcissist feeling proud of the things they have done to somebody else. It was a very disturbing picture of the new supply. In the same moment, those days that I was going through the discard, the same was happening to me because I was breaking down. I was losing weight. I couldn't do nothing, no eating, no nothing. I was completely breaking down and I did not know what to do with myself. If I share with you the pictures, guys, of my first discard story, you cannot believe. So when I'm talking about issues concerning narcissists, I really know what I mean. I know what you're dealing with. I know what I mean. And nobody can ever convince me otherwise. So for most of you empaths, you have got to know these individuals, they are very evil and very demonic. So most of the time you're going to go through pain. You're going to see a lot of pain and havoc and everything. Chaos, drama, everything. They're going to cause you the maximum pain. And you're going to see them secretly. They'll be running behind the cupboard or behind the shelves or whatever. And now they will start to record you. What is going on with you. The way you are reacting to this chaos and the drama they have put you through. They will now start to record all these events and all these incidents. And you have got to understand, guys, these are the things they want to keep. They want to keep them as a memory, as a reminder of how hard they were able to break down the empath. So in this video, if you have experienced that kind of situation with a narcissist, we're talking about, well, this is story time, so we're sharing some of the stories we have experienced during the abuse. Let it be known in the comment section below if you have seen anything what I've mentioned in this video. If some of the stuff resonates, let it be known in the comment section below, and let also other members know what has been your experience. Because at the end of the day, the more we share this kind of events and incidents, the more we help other people to understand that actually it is not only them who are going through them. We have also been there, and also many people around the world, they have also been through the same situations. So it makes the people understand more of exactly what they are dealing with. Other than that, people, it's been a lovely day to have you guys on board. If you know anything, if you want to add on something, let it be known in the comment section below. Other than that, guys, I'll get back in touch with you. Much love and blessings. Desmos signing out. Love you all.